Hello, my ctek family. How are you? It's been ages, but I'm happy that today I'm here to talk to you guys about Pocket. I didn't finish all the programs on ctek. I remember I did the introduction, the machine contour, and then drilling. But today I want to talk about Pocket. So I've got a block here. It's a piece of aluminum. I'm busy making something for myself. So it's already squared up, but I need to take it to thickness, but I need to use an end mill and then take it to thickness using an end mill. So I'm going to take you through on how you're going to go about setting up and programming, running the Pocket program. So just bear with me as I put it here, There I go. There we are. So I have to tap on it. Make sure that it's all flat on the bars. So for those who don't know, I want to do two changing. So for two changing, you have to see your home screen like this. So you have to go on F2, which is manual, then ATC, that's F9. Because I need two number one there. So then you go on F3, it tells you that that's where the two changes. Then you press the two number that you want. So I know I need two number one. So I press one and then I press enter. Make sure that your pipe is not in the way. So you can see the turret bringing the two. Now that my block is in the vise, I need to measure it. I already know what the sizes are. So over X, I've got 160 millimeters by 155 millimeters, and I'm using the 12N. So I've done my Z and X setup, so it's all fine in Y setup. So now I'll get in the pocket, I'm gonna say back, F5 pocket. So you're gonna press F5, then you go under edit, which is F1. So you choose which pocket number you want. There it depends if you have saved the other previous ones and you're still going to use them, or you starting to work on the machine, so you can go for anything. So I'll go, let's say for one. So there's 4 here, then I'll press one, then I'll open one. Now you start with step one, and it says command, there must be P, Fn, or 0, then on X. So since our plunging point is starting from this corner, so we put -13, and X and Y becomes 6 because we need full cutter diameter plus maybe 1 for, extra for clearance, so that the cutter won't plunge right on the edge of the job. But now, because our block is 160 long, so our X now becomes 160 plus 6, because that's half the cutter diameter, and the machine will add the other 6 millimeter, because I'll put the cutter diameter on the machine so it knows what cutter size are we using. But now that's going to be 160 plus 6, 166. We give it an extra one, so it becomes 167. You can even give it more, but you're going to be wasting time because your cutter will be cutting nothing. The reason why I'm adding that 6 millimeter extra on my length, because I don't want my cutter, if I just put 160, the machine will put an extra 6, so the cutter will just pass the edge, but I need it to go a little bit further. So I need 167, on X, and Y is still 6. And now we come to this bottom right corner, which is going to be 167. X and Y is minus 155, since my block on Y is 155 plus 6, which gives you 161, and you just add another 1 again, then you get 162. Now it becomes minus because the machine has to move backwards. So that becomes minus 162. So now we come to this corner here. Sorry, I mean ctek is easy. It's just drawing, you know. So that corner is minus 13. Remember we started with that minus 13. So this corner becomes minus 13 minus 162. And now our last line has to be the same as our plunging point. So our plunging point was minus 13.6. So the last line has to be minus 13.6. So it becomes a closed circuit that's pocket for you. So if I press on F6, if you look at the bottom here, you're gonna see these, you know, you get like the line to point, you're gonna get, it'll show you all the info that you want, check drawing, data in, page down, and all that. So for now we need to check the drawing, that's F6. So if you press F6 here, it will show you a closed circuit, so you know that you've got your pocket right. But it doesn't end there, so now you go back and back. Now you come to this page where you have to put in the cutting info. So now it says 2 diameter, we're gonna put 12. You know, feed pitch is how much you wanna space from one cut to the next cut. Is it 50%, 90? You cannot go 100%, otherwise you're gonna be left with the mark in the middle. So at least 70 or 50. For better finish, I prefer it on 50 for myself, you know. I'm not gonna, the cutting depth, I'm gonna keep it on 0 because I already dropped my cutter. I touched my surface, gave it a minimum cleanup and dropped it there. So now I'm just gonna go 0. And the cutting depth, Z cuts, I'm gonna just say 1, you know, because if you put 0, it's not gonna cut anything. It's gonna give you an error. The machine is gonna give you an error. So the rest of the info, we can go through it some other time, but that alone, it automatically, you know, comes suitable. But just be careful here when it says number in X, number in Y, it must be always 1, 1, and the distance must be 0, 0 if you're not cutting anything extra, like there's no set of blocks that you're gonna cut from one block to the next, you know. So the feed rate in this case, I want it like on 2,000. You know, 2,000 feed rate. The plunge Z, I'm plunging on S, so I can put that on 5,000 for rapid. You know, I'm not doing 2 changing, so the index number is always 1. Then 2 number, 2 diameter, 2 length, it's 0 because I'm just gonna use the 2 that is on the spindle, in the spindle. Otherwise, if I was gonna use a different 2, then I had to punch in the 2 number there so that the machine changes to fetch the 2 that I want. So now my spindle speed, I can put it on 6,000, you know. And the pocket style that I want pocket 3 because I want pocket 2. Because pocket 2 is going to cut on the outside, then after that it's going to cut, you know, like straight lines. It's not going to pocket like other pocket styles. You can explore, and if you go under the pocket style, you can go from 1 to 4, so you can always change and simulate and see which pocket style suits you, what you need to achieve, you know. It also depends with the surface finish. So if I say back, 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 this geometry, once that passed, then you know you're good to go. But I want to simulate that. So I press simulate, so I know that, okay, is it going to give me the pocket style that I want? Is it cutting exactly the way I want, you know? So you can see there it goes and there it goes. So right now I'm going to say back. And I'm gonna come on this so that I can show you what's gonna be happening very closely. So there is my program. There is my program. Sorry about the light. So I'm gonna say back, 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 back. So there we go. So I'll press F3. That's for execution. So execute. I want it to go rapid. You press F4. So once that is highlighted, the tool is gonna move faster, going on to the job. So I can put off the coolant, you know, and say, then never mind, I need to change my pad. So, you know, you might not see, but this is where the execution button is. You know, this is my stop button. So execute, stop. So if I press execute, you're gonna see the cutter going down. There it goes. So exactly like I said, it's gonna cut on the outside. Then there it goes, you know. There it goes. Then after that, it's gonna start cutting straight lines, just like that. That's a pocket 2 style. That's style 2 or an under pocket style. I love it that way. Yes.